Assalamu alaikum. This is Kimi Orin welcoming you to Morning News on BTV News. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting innovators, researchers and technology entrepreneurs, saying young innovators must lead Bangladesh's journey towards a technology-driven future. The Prime Minister made the remarks when members of the world champion MIST Mavirov team, winners of the Matrov International Underwater Robot Competition 2026, met him at the Prime Minister's office in the Cabinet Division at the Bangladesh Secretariat yesterday. Congratulating the team on their outstanding international achievement, Tariq Rahman said their success had brought immense honor to Bangladesh and demonstrated the country's growing technological capabilities on the global stage. He assured the students of the government's full support for future research, technological development and innovation initiatives, saying such achievements would elevate Bangladesh's technological excellence. All members of the championship winning team are students of the Military Institute of Science and Technology, MIST. The MIST Mavirov team won the world title at the Matrov International Underwater Robot Competition 2026 held in Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada from June 23rd to 29. A total of 88 teams from 18 countries participated in the competition. The MIST team outperformed competitors from leading universities in the United States, Canada, China and Saudi Arabia to secure the championship. The United States finished runner-up while host Canada placed third. During the meeting, the students demonstrated the championship-winning underwater robot to the Prime Minister, who inquired in detail about its design, technological capabilities and practical applications. The Prime Minister urged the students about their future plans. They said they aspire to pursue careers in the technology sector and establish their own ventures after completing their studies. The government had attached special priority to developing the semiconductor industry by attracting domestic and foreign investment and creating a skilled workforce. He also called upon Bangladeshi semiconductor professionals working abroad to return home and contribute to the country's industrial development. Defense Advisor, retired Brigadier General A.K.M. Shamsul Islam, MIST Commandant Major General Muhammad Hakimuzzaman, Head of the MIST Electrical and Electronic Engineering Department, Brigadier General K. Mustafizur Rahman, and 10 student representatives of the winning team attended the meeting. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has asked the concerned authorities to restore waterways surrounding the capital to improve water-based transportation and ease urban mobility. He also directed the authorities concerned to take effective measures to prevent pollution of the rivers surrounding Dhaka, improve the capital's drainage system, and ensure normal water flow by maintaining navigability. The directives came at a meeting on restoring waterways around Dhaka chaired by the Prime Minister at the Cabinet Division's conference room at the Bangladesh Secretariat yesterday. The meeting decided to make the waterways around Dhaka operational again. It also decided to consider proposals from interested private companies to allow them to operate water buses on the water routes. The Prime Minister also directed the authorities to plant different species of trees alongside the walkways constructed along the river banks to help protect the environment and enhance the scenic beauty of the rivers. Minister for Road Transport and Bridges, Railways and Shipping Sheikh Rabiul Alam, State Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Sheikh Faridul Islam, Mayors of Dhaka South and North City Corporation Abdus Salam and Shafiqul Islam Khan, and Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Ruman and senior officials of the relevant ministries and agencies attended the meeting. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has directed the relevant authorities to make the country's waterways pollution-free and fully navigable. The government will determine the necessary course of action on the initiative within the next 2 to 3 months. Speaking to reporters yesterday after a meeting with the Prime Minister at the Secretariat on Inland Waterway Development, Road Transport, Bridges, Railways and Water Transport, Minister Sheikh Rabiul Alam said the government is working to introduce a circular waterway route on the 4 rivers surrounding Dhaka, the Buriganga, Turak, Balu and the Shitolakha. The minister said that the circular waterway project incurred losses of 57 crore taka over a 10-year period during the Awami League government's tenure. He added that the project will now be reviewed before a new implementation plan is undertaken. The minister also said that 424 pollution sources have been identified as contributing to river pollution, and the government will take measures to eliminate them. In addition, the government has adopted a plan to introduce water bus services along 110 kilometers of waterways around Dhaka. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed has said the police are not the enforcement arm of any political party or group. He stressed the force must be politically neutral, modern, technology-driven, and people-oriented. He made the remarks while addressing the graduation parade of the first phase of the 27th BCS Police Batch 2026 as the chief guest at the parade ground of the Bangladesh Police Academy in Sharda, Rajshahi yesterday. Addressing the newly commissioned police officers, the minister said, as they enter a new phase of their professional careers, they must strictly uphold the chain of command. He urged the officers to work sincerely to build a society free from discrimination, establish rule of law, and restore public confidence. He also instructed them to strictly adhere to a zero-tolerance policy against corruption. The Home Minister further emphasized the importance of developing technical expertise to combat digital crimes and strengthen cybersecurity, urging the officers to become genuine friends and dedicated public servants of the people. Earlier, paying tribute to the martyrs of the Liberation War and the 2024 student-led mass uprising, the minister congratulated the officers of the first phase of the 27th BCS Police Batch, describing them as having overcome 18 years of deprivation. He also inspected the graduation parade. Later, the Home Minister presented awards to officers who demonstrated outstanding performance in various categories. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapon has said many young people who had previously shown little interest in conventional politics emerged as prominent figures during the mass uprising. He urged the country's youth to remain politically aware and engaged. He made the remarks yesterday at a seminar organized by the Department of Mass Communication and Journalism at the University of Dhaka. The seminar, titled The Interrelationship of Politics, Power and Journalism, Theory, Reality and the Future, was held at the Professor Muzaffar Ahmed Chaudhry Auditorium to mark the department's anniversary. Nurul Kobir, editor of the New Age newspaper, attended the event as the keynote speaker. The seminar was chaired by the department's acting chairperson, Professor Qazi Muhammad Mahbubur Rahman. University Vice-Chancellor Dr. A.B.M. Obaidul Islam was also present. The Information Minister said that criticizing the government is not a crime, but criticism of the state is considered an offense. He added that for this reason, the government has decided to amend the 1973 law relating to journalists. The minister also said that a media commission would be established to ensure a balanced framework that integrates power, freedom, and responsibility within the media sector. Prime Minister's Finance Advisor Professor Rashid Al Mahmoud Titumir has called for a social movement for renewable energy. He said this at a workshop jointly organized by Economic Reporters Forum and Distributed Renewable Energy Platform DREP in Dhaka yesterday, stressing on people's joint participation in using renewable energy. The Prime Minister's Finance Advisor said that power and energy must be established as people's rights. Highlighting government policy and financial support, the advisor informed that necessary support is being provided to manufacture solar power and electric automobiles in the country. Reflection about it is also seen in the budget's tax structure. Speaking on the occasion, Research Director of CPD and DREP Coordinator Khandokar Ghulam Muazzem said that, along with large power plants, emphasis should be laid to rooftop solar power and local decentralized systems to expand renewable energy in the country. Speakers in the workshop emphasized on expanding decentralized renewable energy to reduce the country's energy crisis and the rising costs of import-dependent energy systems. Decentralized renewable energy can be installed on rooftops, factories, farms, or at local level without using much land. Besides, electricity can be supplied using the existing distribution network, they added. Presided over by President Daulat Akhtar Malak, the event was also addressed, among others, by the organization's General Secretary Abul Qasim. Prime Minister's advisor Mahdi Amin has said the government is working to implement July Charter and ensure the trial of July genocide. He said this at July Uprising-related first conference organized by Revolutionary Alliance at Biam Auditorium in the capital yesterday. Mahdi Amin stated that the government is working to realize the dreams of equality, human dignity, and social justice in Bangladesh that the martyrs of the July massacre envisioned. He further mentioned that many injured in July uprising are still undergoing treatment. The government is pledged bound to remain by the side of injured individuals and martyred families and also to ensure their necessary assistance. Parliament members, journalists, cultural activists, technology entrepreneurs, student leaders, July warriors, and members of Shuhid families took part in various sessions of the conference. Moving on to international news. President Donald Trump has said that talks between the United States and Iran aimed at reaching an agreement to end the war will begin today. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, President Trump said that an understanding had been reached with Iran regarding the Strait of Hormuz and that an agreement would also be reached on Iran's nuclear disarmament. He said that he no longer wanted to see death and that many people had already lost their lives. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has called on the United States to remain committed to the Memorandum of Understanding signed in June. He said that the interim agreement would become the central pillar of Tehran's future foreign relations. In a post on social media, the Iranian president wrote that Iran must make every effort to ensure that the opposing side remains committed to the signed agreement. He added that the Memorandum of Understanding would further strengthen the security of the country, the region, and Iran's allies. Meanwhile, as prospects for a ceasefire and a favorable environment for negotiations have emerged, international oil prices have continued to decline. According to various international media reports, Brent crude futures fell to $83.85 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude dropped to $80.66 per barrel. At least 35 civilians have been killed in a drone strike carried out by government forces on the village of Gara al-Jawala in West Darfur, Sudan. The devastating attack occurred while judicial proceedings were underway at a local traditional court. According to the human rights organization Emergency Lawyers, the tragic incident took place at around 1 p.m. local time. Witnesses said that local leaders were holding a judicial meeting under a tree in the village when a missile launched from a drone struck the area. The intensity of the attack also damaged the court building, which had served an important center for resolving local disputes. According to information provided by the United Nations, more than 1,000 people have been killed in similar drone attacks in Sudan during the first 5 months of this year alone. At least 14 people were killed and 20 injured in a suicide attack at Kabul police station in Swat, Pakistan. The Deputy Inspector General of Police in Swat said that 14 people, including police officers, were killed in the attack and another 20 were injured. The district police officer of Swat said that when a man was entering the police station, officers stopped him for a search. The man then detonated explosives strapped to his body. He added that the police are on high alert. Security forces have cordoned off the area and an investigation is underway to collect further evidence. Now news on sports. Bangladesh will face Sri Lanka and Bhutan in Group A of the SAF Championship to be held in Dhaka next November. On the other hand, India will face Maldives and Pakistan in Group B. Nepal was not included in the draw for the SAF Championship to be held in Thimphu, Bhutan due to FIFA's ban. SAF authorities said they will wait until the deadline before taking a final decision. If the ban is cancelled in time, Nepal will be added to Group A. The tournament will be held in Dhaka from November 4 to 17. Bangladesh became the first and the last time SAF championship in 2003. Since then, the red-green footballers have been suffering from a title drought for 23 years. That brings us to the end of the news. Thank you for staying with us. Allah Hafiz.